shalom, shalom. I'd like to start off this lesson by giving all honor, praises, and glory unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Kodash. Double honors to my teachers, the elder apostles, and elder bishops of Great Millstone, teaching and ruling well. Peace, salutations, and blessings unto the hopeful elect of the house of Israel. Alright, let's get straight into it, pertaining to righteous retribution. Okay, it says here in Ecclesiastes 12 and verse 13, let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter. Fear the Most High and keep his commandments, for this is the whole duty of man. Okay, this is the whole duty of man. Okay, keeping the law, statutes, and commandments, walking in the fear of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, and having faith in these words, in the words of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, this doctrine. So like it says here, for the Most High shall bring every work into judgment, with every secret thing, whether it be good or whether it be evil. Okay, so the Lord, being the righteous judge that he is, will recompense the works that you do on this earth, with your allotted time on this earth. Okay, it says here, Galatians 6 and 7, be not deceived, the Most High is not mocked, for whatsoever a man soweth, that shall he also reap. For he that soweth to his flesh shall of the flesh reap corruption, but he that soweth to the Spirit shall of the Spirit reap life everlasting. Okay, and let us not be weary in well doing, for in due season we shall reap if we faint not. Okay, so again, on the spiritual side, on the right hand side, you might seem like you're losing in the sight of these nations, in the sight of the people. Okay, but in the eyes of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, your works, your life is precious. Okay, you see, and you will be rewarded for your piousness, for your integrity. Okay, for your fear of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, the Lord will reward you greatly with the kingdom of heaven. Okay, you see, on his right hand are pleasures evermore. Okay, but on the left hand, if you are to sow in the flesh, you will reap death, you will reap judgment, you will reap the wrath of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. Okay, you see, because again, the Lord is a righteous judge and he is not mocked. Okay, as it says, back to Ecclesiastes, it says here, Ecclesiastes 8, and I'll start at 11, because sentence against an evil work is not executed speedily, therefore the heart of the sons of men is fully set in them to do evil. Okay, because again, the Most High is a power that hides himself, and as it says, I believe it's in Habakkuk. Come on. There we go. Habakkuk 1 and 4. Therefore the law is slack, and the judgment. Let me read 3. Yeah, okay. Verse 4, Habakkuk 1 and 4. Therefore the law is slack, and judgment doth never go forth. For the wicked doth compass about the righteous. Therefore wrong judgment proceedeth. And how much more when the wicked are in authority? Okay, the evils are being increased. Okay, because the so-called white man, okay, the nation whom is as death, okay, who has no fear of the Lord, okay, who cast his words behind them, okay, they're the ones that are in rulership, okay, and they have set evil as good and good as evil, okay, and that's why righteous judgment does not proceed, okay, wrong judgment proceeded, okay, but Yahushua is going to return and establish order back on this earth, okay. Will reestablish the fear of the Lord in the earth, in this world, wicked world. Okay, the world will be resetted into righteousness, and that's ultimately what we seek for as a man of the Lord, as a servant of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. That's your aspiration. That's our hope. A kingdom where dwelleth righteousness, and that's what Yahushai intends to bring on this world and on this earth. Okay. So bringing it back to Ecclesiastes 8 and 11, I'll read 11 again. because sentence against an evil work is not executed speedily. Okay, but it's not because it's not executed speedily that it will not come. The Lord is not mocked. Okay, and again, the Lord will judge good and evil. Okay, you see, he will reward every work. Okay, so it's not because you're not being rewarded right away that you will escape your judgment, that you will escape the works that you've done. Okay, you will reap what you sow. Okay, therefore the hearts of the sons of man is fully set in them to do evil. Though a sinner do evil 100 times, and his days be prolonged, yet surely I know that it shall be well with them that fear the Most High, which fear before him. But it shall not be well with them, it shall not be well with the wicked, neither shall he prolong his days, which are as the shadow, which are as a shadow, because he feareth not before the Most High. Okay, you see. So even if the wicked that are in authority today, okay, even if he lives up to like 80 years, okay, he makes it all the way to 80, 90, 100, okay, he's done evil all his life. Don't think for one instance that he will go unpunished. Okay, there is no way. We all must face Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushai. We all must face the actions that we've committed on this earth. All right, we shall not go unpunished. And just as it says, it says here in Psalms, I believe, Psalms, where is it? Here we go. Psalms 109 and just really speaks. Okay, I'll go straight to the point. It says here, Psalms 109 and to the point, verse 14, because really you can start earlier, but I'll go straight to the point. Psalms 109 and 14. Let the iniquity of his fathers, speaking of the nation of Edom, the nation of the Edomites, okay, let the iniquity of his fathers be remembered with the Lord, Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushai, and let not the sins of his mother be blotted out. In other words, the Lord will in no case forget all the abominations and atrocities that the nation of Esau, Edom, the so-called white man, has done to his children. Okay, the apple of the Lord's eyes. Okay, the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, and those that have been scattered among those nations, the other nations, the Lord will remember the evils that you have done towards his children, the children of Israel. Okay, you see, and more specifically, you Edomites. Okay, because you are the top nation, the head enemy of the Most High. Okay, the other nations will also get their judgment. Will also get a smack on the butt. Okay, but it's really Esau Edom who's gonna drink the drags thereof of the judgment of the Lord's cup. Okay, it says here, let them be continually pertaining to the iniquity of the sins of Esau Edom. Let them be before the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushai continually, that he may cut off the memory of them from the earth. Okay, as it says, they're speaking about Esau Edom because he's the only nation that will be completely eradicated and exterminated in the kingdom of heaven after a period of hard captivity. Okay, atrocious conditions. The Lord will do away with the nation of Esau Edom, and that is just judgment, because that was the intentions of Esau Edom from the start, from even way back in the garden. Okay, you see, as even Salakia pertaining to Cain and Abel. Okay, Abel and Cain, how Cain sought to cut off the line of the righteous by eliminating Abel. Okay, and just now as Esau seeks to because of his perpetual hatred towards his brother Jacob, he seeks to exterminate Jacob. Okay, as it says, the days of my father's death are at hand. As soon as he died, as soon as it's over, I'll put Jacob to death. That was the intention. That was that was the intention that was in Esau Edom's heart, and that is till this day. Okay, the same hatred that he has for Jacob that he had back then is the same hatred that he has today, because they are the same people. And not only that hate is directed towards Jacob, but it's also directed towards Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. Why? Because Esau Edom has been rejected. He has been created to be destroyed. As it says, the wicked are reserved for the day of wrath, for the day of destruction. That is his whole purpose. Okay, so again, they will receive their just judgment. Okay, you see, again, pertaining to one of my favorite scriptures lately, and it says here, pertaining to righteous judgment, it says here, Revelation 13 and 9, and it reads, if any man have an ear, let him hear. He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. Here is the faith, here is the patience and the faith of the saints. Okay, so all you nations will have to go into captivity under the Israelites. Okay, we will be the rulers. Okay, one that was never thought of. Okay, starting with Yahweh Shai, we will be the rulers of the kingdom to come, the kingdom of heaven on earth, and that is righteous retribution. And these nations will be broken to shivers as a potter's vessel of a potter's clay. Roughly paraphrasing. All right, but I'm gonna head out. Lord willing, this was an edifying lesson. Shalom.